backwards. You're not leaning forward with those knees. So sinking back, keeping your chest up and driving your knees out. You're going to pause here for 3 seconds. And then make sure you are driving your knees out using your bum muscles, not rolling on the outside of your feet. And standing up with a glute squeeze. So the biggest problems are people leaning forward in their squats and it hurts. You don't have the ankle mobility, it's not where you want to be. You do want to stick out your bum, so sinking your way backwards in your heels. I can almost wiggle my toes and driving my knees out and then coming up. For the plank with shoulder taps, you can always opt for just a traditional plank. With the shoulder taps, you do want to stay very, very stable, and so I like to come into a pelvic tilt, so tucking my tailbone under. Take your feet a little bit wider for a base of support. Squeeze your bum and find your stable spot. The goal is both anti-rotation and anti-extension, meaning we don't want to let that low back drop. Neither do we want to be doing one of these. You're trying to stay as stable as possible with your chin up, so keeping your neck in a neutral line as you do them. And then coming into glute bridges. So making sure that you are using your bum muscles and not your low back. So the glutes are responsible for hip extension, but also hip hyperextension. So plant your feet, so when you come up, your shins are very, very vertical. Squeeze your bum muscles and lift your hips into the air, trying to open up this area right here, your hip flexors. What I don't want to see is the flare of the rib cage and the arch of the low back. That actually stays tucked, and you are moving through your bum and your hips. So squeeze the glutes, lock out, pause. Come on down. Try not to let your knees cave there. Bulgarian split squats are the exercise that nobody likes. Find a bench, a chair, a stair, anything, a couch. You can, and you are going to elevate your back foot. Now you may need a chair in front of you, a table, a dowel to help you balance. You're going to be wider than you think, so this is going to be far too narrow. So making sure that there is a stretch on this quad here. And what I don't want you to do is lean forward with this front knee, just like a squat. I actually want you to bend the back knee and push your bum back so that this knee lines up over your heel, and then pull yourself up with this supporting leg. I just want you to make sure that your knee is driving out. It's not caving in here and pushing up. It's a very big stretch on the back leg, so know that, come down slow and kind of adjust for that. Dead bugs. These are learning to not extend your low back. So in this position, an extended low back, I could fit my hand through. What you want to do is tuck your hips into your ribs and kind of get your tailbone under. And then the second side is taking your rib cage, instead of flaring it up, I actually want you to tuck that down too. So you're creating pressure between your hips and your ribs, and there should be no gap between your low back and the floor. So that should cause tension right there. You're then going to raise it up, keeping that tension. The second you release it, the exercise is no longer effective. So keeping that tension with your knees stacked over your hips, you're going to slowly alternate arm and leg and pull them back. You should feel a stretch in your core and have to bring it back. If at any time you drop your leg too low and this happens, the movement no longer serves a purpose. So maintain that contraction and that engagement. Tabletop rock. So this is both a chest and shoulder opener as well as a glute exercise, because you do want the glutes to support the low back. Hands are going to come outside of your hips and behind you. Whether they are fully straightened back or to the side is up to you and your ability. Mine are always angled. Bring your feet a little bit further than your bum, and all I want you to do is squeeze your glutes, come up, think of opening up your shoulders and your chest, getting your hips as high as you can with the bum squeeze, and release it. Come down into a pike, swing up, squeeze your glutes, and come down. You are looking to open up the chest, so rotate your shoulders backwards, get your muscles involved, open up through the chest. For anyone who sits at a desk all day, this is going to be really, really difficult. Hamstring curls. You can do these with socks on a hardwood floor, or you can do them with paper plates on a carpet. That works also. So what you're doing is laying down. You need to get your bum in the air, so push through your heels. That's going to be a lot on the back of the legs. Don't arch your back to do it. We don't want any pressure in the low back. If you're experiencing any low back issues, then chances are something's wrong with the exercise. You can use your hands to push up. So hover your bum, curl your feet into your bum, push it back, and keep going. Okay? So that kind of gives you a rundown of all of the